minor, but deciding who kept the coffee maker became a half-hour discussion. Every step of the way, I had to remind myself why we were doing this. It was draining, having to negotiate and talk about who gets what when really, all I wanted was to find a way to move forward with my life. After the divorce was finalized, I found myself in a new apartment. It was a change, moving from our shared home to the smaller, quieter space. Lily stayed in our old house, making changes here and there to make it her own. I heard from mutual friends that she painted the living room, a project we had planned but never completed together. It was odd to think of that house changing without me, yet it felt appropriate. Our lives were taking separate paths, and the home we once shared was now hers. In the months that followed, I learned a lot about self-care. I started to read more, not just when I could squeeze in the time, but whenever I wanted. I got myself a new gaming console and played without worrying about the noise. The end of my marriage taught me valuable lessons. Communication was not just about speaking, it was about being heard and trying to understand the other person. Compromise should not come at the cost of my own happiness. And sometimes, love is not enough to keep a relationship going, and that's not necessarily a failure. It's just the way things turn out sometimes. Looking back, I feel hopeful about the future. Sure, there are days when the loneliness feels overwhelming, but there are also days filled with optimism for what lies ahead. I've learned to accept the uncertainty of what comes next, to live one day at a time, and to find joy in the little things.